Let's go!
All right, here we go. So this is probably my most anticipated video of all of these demonstrations so far. Probably my most anticipated. So gimme.
Leo is an all-rounder, with a varied arsenal including a projectile, an anti-air move, and more. He can unleash a fierce offense from his stance as he turns his back on the opponent. Graviet Word. Leo sends out a projectile that flies forward, hitting multiple times.
That's almost feels like it's faster than the previous game.
He can cancel out the opponent's single-hit projectiles and continue forward. The Slash version has fast startup and can be used in combos at close range.
What?
Although the Heavy Slash version has longer startup, it has more hits, meaning you can keep the opponent locked down longer.
Does this projectile look really ugly in the game? Well, I mean, it never looked good.
An attack with invincibility on startup. The Heavy
okay,
Slash
he still has his
damage,
flash kick,
but has longer recovery. Since Leo leaps upward as he attacks, it works well against airborne opponents. Also, you can
does he still have like the you know the bring you back down to the ground move
during the opponent's
like the reset back turn to neutral?
Erst Kaltes Gestuber. Leo lunges forward a slight distance as he attacks. This move knocks the opponent down on hit.
The move doesn't look nearly as powerful as the previous game, just like visually.
Poke or in combos.
Weird.
Zweites Kaltes Gestuber. Leo lunges forward a good distance as he attacks. Since he can move through to the other side of the opponent, they may need to change the direction.
So now he gets back turn.
If Leo passes through the opponent, he ends the move in Brynhildr stance. Turbulence. Leo moves forward a short distance as he attacks. This attack knocks the opponent down on hit. If you hold
this effect looks unfinished. Gonna throw it out right now. This thing looks like it's not done. What? In comparison to the rest of the game, it's like this weird Dreamcast looking effect. Like what?
If you hold the button down, Leo will go into Brynhildr stance. Brynhildr stance. Leo takes a stance with his back to his opponent. He can go into the stance from a set number of moves. Although you can use a variety of powerful attacks only while in Brynhildr stance, you cannot perform other actions such as jumping or blocking. Try using this move when you're going on the offense. Khan Shield. A counter move allowing Leo to absorb the opponent's attacks.
Oh yes.
If you absorb an attack at close range, Leo will perform a counter attack. This move also works against projectiles, either reflecting or absorbing them.
Oh yes.
Leo remains in Brynhildr stance after this move. As Leo is vulnerable to throws,
it's like a lot of his game plan is the same. He clearly lost a couple of moves.
Dunkel. Leo lunges forward with command grab that has great range.
Oh, this is new.
It deals more damage than a standard throw and cannot be teched. If you hold the button down, Leo will remain in Brynhildr stance.
Like, it's kind of crazy to me that Leo's back turn mix-ups and shit were already super good, right? Leo gets so many insane options from back turn. He gets his low. He gets a combo into overhead. He could go straight back into Rekkas. He could do a ton of stuff. He could dash forward to bait DP and then move back in and get more damage. Like, he could do a lot already. What's crazy to me is that they're like, oh, let's also give him a command grab. Why? What? How? Oh, did he really lose his Rekkas in general? Oh shit, that's right. We haven't actually seen him yet. I'll shut the hell up.
The grab lands. Blitzschlag. An attack that makes the opponent crumple. If you hold the button down, Leo will remain in Brynhildr stance after the attack.
Okay, right.
This move has long startup, but it leaves Leo at the advantage when blocked, making it a great option at close range. Cancel. Leo drops the Brynhildr stance. Stahlwirbel. Leo sends out an extremely fast and powerful projectile.
This is like his main good super.
Travels fast, so it can be used to punish.
Wonder if he still has like the big, like, you know, berserker slash super thing that he had before.
Leidenstoff Dirigent.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Sure.
Leo performs a series of powerful attacks with invincibility on startup. You can make use of
That
the
ending
invincibility
pose.
frames and fast startup by
Whee!
using this move in combos or to interrupt the opponent's offense. His standing far slash and standing heavy slash attacks work well as pokes. His heavy slash attacks can cancel into his slash attacks, opening up his offensive options. When you
Jeez,
get in on
okay.
the opponent, mix them up with
Wait,
swipe.
did they actually show? I mean, did they show if Leo can still turn swords? Because this kind of looked like he could. Maybe I just missed it.
Get in
Like right here, this sort of looks like he's still doing it.
offensive options. When you get in on the opponent,
No, I guess not. Right? Remember, he had a weird utility in Xrd where if you held the button down or something, he would flip the sword and act like a block point. Maybe that's gone. Yeah, like the parry. Does he still have it? Does he not have his block points anymore? He did it earlier in the reveal trailer. Okay. They just didn't really do it. Maybe I just missed it.
mix them up with
Those are always
swipe,
fun,
cultist,
right? It's a
deceiver,
neat
and
little
go into
cute way to
Brian
like
Hilder's stance.
suddenly change a little bit of your offense.
While in his stance, you can surprise the opponent.
Yeah, what the hell? It's so weird seeing him just do this move and not doing the rest. Like, where the hell's the rest? Oh
While
God!
in his stance, you can
We're
surprise
gonna have to
the
wait until
opponent
Guilty Gear Strive Rev 2.
with either the low kick attack or the overhead.
Can you
heavy
RC
slash
this?
attack. Con Shield can shut down the opponent's attempts at taking their turn back. Thank you for watching.
You're welcome for saying stuff. You can RC anything? Well, right. I mean, you can RC anything, but if the character's on the ground, what's the point? All I'm saying is that if he gets a command grab that already does good damage, can you RC after it and follow up with other shit?
Leo lunges forward a slight distance as he attacks. This move knocks the
This is
opponent down
so
on hit.
crazy to me.
The fast startup makes this a good choice.
Oh my
as
God, it
hook
doesn't
or in
follow up.
combos.
That's still going to be hard
Swipe
for me to
this,
wrap
contest
that around
this
my
duper.
head that Leo does not have
Leo
his
lunges
Rekkas
forward
anymore.
a good distance as he attacks. Knocks
What's a
the opponent
Rekka? A
down on
follow-up,
hit.
an attack that has
you
follow-up
hold the button
attacks, right?
down, Leo
It's
will
one
go
part of
into
an attack,
Brian
like an
Hilder's
opener,
stance.
and then it has multiple parts that you can
Brian
sort of go
Hilder's
into
stance.
after. I guess that's what that feels like, right? Damn, man. I mean, I think he still looks really fun, right? Clearly is a character that I'm absolutely looking forward to. But I guess that's what that feels like. I'm in some Batman moment where the one character that I sort of played extensively in in Xrd, from like sort of when he came out all the way until over the years, the one character I sort of stuck with was Leo. And I really enjoyed him. It's like you're missing a couple of aspects of him, but now you get a command grab, right? And I still think he's going to be good, but I just enjoyed doing that input, you know? And I guess it's the same thing where you enjoy pressing a lot of buttons when it comes to Gatling combos and everything like that. By all means, I get how that feels now, especially for people that have been playing Xrd and almost exclusively Xrd for all these years, where it's like their game and they've been playing it for that long. We'll have to see, right? I don't want to pull expectations or pull like immediate conclusions, but I will say I was actually kind of shocked that Leo did not have his Rekkas anymore. You know what? I still think he genuinely looks really fun. Right? I think he genuinely looks really fun. I am not disappointed by any means. I just absolutely was kind of surprised. He's still a gorilla, and that's all anyone wants. Definitely kind of shocked that, oh, damn, he lost his Rekka. I kind of enjoyed that, right? I kind of like that. I didn't play Ram at all in the previous Guilty Gear, much less play against her very much.
And wide area her sword attacks
So I don't
cover.
know much about this
She
character.
dominates the battle at mid-range with her unique pressure.
I know that she can like use swords as utility and then put them in the ground and
Ramlethal sends
repel
out a
them
sword
back and
quickly
all this
in
kind of
its
stuff.
powerful projectile move. It sends the opponent flying back on hit. Also, if the sword hits the corner of the stage, it explodes, dealing extra damage.
Is this stuff
As the sword remains on the
essentially
ground after
completely
it's fired,
different?
you
Did
need
they
to either wait
retool
for a
her,
set
or
period
is
of
she
time,
just
or
lacking
approach
sort of
it
things
and
than she
pick
had
it up
before?
it can be fired again. The slash and
Is she a
heavy slash
retooled
versions
character,
are at
or
different
is she...
heights.
She's
Garo.
completely different. They gutted her.
Ramlethal
Okay, so
moves
they
rather
started
than
over.
performing a lunging attack.
This isn't just like, oh,
His
we're just going to
fast
take some
startup
things
can be
away from her
canceled
and,
into
you know,
from normal
simplify
moves.
her a bit. No,
A King Force
they
chain.
changed her.
It launches the opponent farther up if it hits him while they're midair, so you can follow up with a combo. Sildo Detro. Ramlethal leaps forward, performing an overhead attack. You can evade the opponent's low-hitting
It's
attacks with
completely
this
new.
move.
Wow.
It knocks the opponent down on hit.
Z motions,
This
sure you
move
can.
can't be blocked
It's okay.
while crouching. The mid-air version changes your jump trajectory, so aim for a surprise attack with it. Saberbrato, an extremely damaging attack. It also has a quite long range, so you can deal big damage with a single hit from a fair distance. The damage dealt changes depending on the number of swords you have equipped, and the range and damage becomes quite poor when you have none left. It leaves you vulnerable when whiffed, and can't be cancelled into from any other moves, so use it sparingly at mid-range.
Doesn't look bad.
Lumo. Ramlethal moves forward slightly as she attacks. You can perform up to 2 follow-up moves by inputting quarter circle back punch. The third move knocks the opponent down on hit. The first move can be dash cancelled. The follow-up moves receive a buff when delayed. Aggressa or Dono, an aerial attack with long range. It works well as a mid-air poke or in combos. Its properties change depending on the number of swords you have equipped.
What the fuck is happening in the background?
Poor when you have none left.
Holy shit.
Calvados. Ramlethal sends out a powerful,
yeah, she actually gets a
projectile that reaches the other side of the screen. This move can cancel out almost any of the opponent's projectiles, and deals a good amount of chip damage even when blocked. If there are any unequipped swords, they will be retrieved automatically. This attack works great to punish a vulnerable opponent from a distance. Mortabato, an extremely damaging attack that's invincible on startup. The damage changes depending on the number of swords you have equipped.
Oof,
and the range and damage becomes quite poor when you have none left. It has fast startup, so you can use it in combos to deal big damage. Use the wide range her sword attacks cover to your advantage by hitting the opponent with the edge of her attacks at mid-range. Her standing far slash and standing heavy slash attacks make good grounded pokes. When the opponent tries to avoid the grounded neutral game by jumping in, anti-air them with forward punch. You can even follow up with her aerial slash attack. When you've got the opponent in the corner, get your offense going with the heavy slash version of Bayonetto.
Some of it's very cool looking, right?
Continue attacking if the opponent blocks and land a combo if it hits them. Thank you for watching.
Just seems like a very different sort of character than before. I mean, I can't really see it just because my perspective is so skewed, right? Perspective is so much different. She got like chunky big hits girl now. It's just different. Gotcha. Oh, I did see Zato, but we should review it. I think Zato looks fantastic. Definitely not a character I would play. I'm really not a huge fan of like puppet characters, but he's super
Zato
cool
is
looking.
A technically challenging character, as you can also control his alter ego Eddie.
I think the only puppet character I've ever really enjoyed is Gargos.
Both Zato and Eddie. Flight. Zato moves quickly in the inputted direction. During this motion, he can move freely in midair to an extent, meaning you can change the timing of your jump and attack and take the opponent by surprise. Summon Eddie.
God, the animations
Zato
for Eddie
his alter
are
ego
so
Eddie.
sick.
You can control Eddie and Zato simultaneously, as Eddie has a different attack associated with each attack button. While Eddie is active, you can return him to the shadows by inputting the summon command a second time. When either Zato or Eddie takes damage, or the Eddie life gauge hits 0, Eddie disappears and cannot be summoned. Pierce.
What is Eddie's negative edge stuff? I never played this character. Is it like you could summon Eddie, keep the button held down, and then after Eddie's out, let go of the button and he'll do stuff? Does that allow you to get faster commands out? Oh, is that literally it? I just guessed. Is that literally it? Where it's like summon Eddie, keep button held down, do motion, let go of button, get more actions per minute? That's exactly it? Shut the fuck up. That's hilarious. I just guessed what the hell it was.
Zato summons Eddie and attacks
I've never played this character.
Forward. Due to its fast startup and long range, this move works well as both a means to keep your opponent locked down and as a poke. That's a lot. Zato summons Eddie, forming a large number of drills. As it hits multiple times,
you've won a brand new car!
Locked down for a long time on either block or hit. Use this to your advantage to get your offense started. Leap.
I do like Zato's redesign a lot
Eddie,
too.
Performing an attack that hits twice, leaping
upwards. I think Eddie and Zato together are some really cool looking characters.
And works well against airborne opponents. The first hit launches the opponent.
For example, I think Zato's awesome, but he's an example of like an edgelord character that goes a little bit too far over the edge for me to like him.
Slow startup. Eddie can absorb the opponent's attacks until
Completely
his move calms
decked out in leather, like sort
Eddie
of
won't disappear
masochist
when
sort
hit
of
during
dude,
his
right?
move.
Goes
Meaning you can use
maybe
him
a
as
bit too
shield.
far for me personally.
However,
As a character,
be
I would
careful as he
dig.
cannot absorb the opponent's overdrive attacks. Invite Hell. Zato forms a drill at a distance from himself.
He's buff as fuck now. No,
This attack knocks the
he's
opponent
super
down
buff
a
now
bit.
because everyone's sort of buff
It has little
in
recovery,
Strive.
making it a
But
good
before he
choice
was
as a
like kind of a
poke at
skinnier guy.
mid-range. Break the Law. Zato conceals himself in the shadows with his
He's not as
evasive
edgy as Raven.
technique.
That's very true.
You can stay hidden
Yeah,
for a set
if
amount
Raven
of
is
time by
literally
holding
like
down the button.
hurt me more type
But
of
the recovery when
character
Zato
with a mechanic
reappears
built in
increases
that
the longer
complements
you
that.
hide. While hidden,
I think it also was the
Zato can
fact that
move
I
left
enjoyed
and right
Raven
in
because
an
his
invincible
gameplay was
state.
genuinely
You can even move
weird.
to the other side of the
Like
opponent.
Raven played like
Damned
Omen
Fang.
in many ways.
Like a man grab.
Where it was just like, what
It
is
deals
this?
more
What is
damage
this
than a
crazy
standard
aerial
throw,
mobility?
and
What the
cannot
hell
be
are we
teched.
doing here?
It leaves
And
you
then he
wide
has this
open
thing
when
where you're
ripped.
specifically
So go for it
supposed to
when you
take
think the
damage to
opponent is
build
focused on
damage,
staying
and it's like,
grounded and
what?
blocking.
I
Drunkard
really
Shade,
liked Raven.
an attack that can reflect the
He's
opponent's
just fun to play.
projectiles. When used in proximity to Eddie, he can be moved
It was hard to
far
play
away in
online,
an
though.
instant.
It's
Use
frustrating.
this chance to team up with Eddie and start your offense. Amorphous.
Yeah, Raven
Shadows
is a
approach
blast.
the opponent and
I enjoyed
consume
him.
them in this powerful projectile move.
It was just
The attack
reacting
stands
to
quite high up,
and
making it
utilizing
extremely
all those
difficult
moments
for
you
the
need to
opponent to jump over it.
like fuck dudes up
Sun
with
Void.
Raven was
Eddie
difficult
transforms
online.
into a sword, attacking the opponent as a powerful projectile. If used while Eddie is summoned, he turns into a projectile and attacks from his current position.
See,
He
the good thing
flies-
about, I mean, I guess the good thing that we're seeing about Guilty Gear throughout all these videos is that every character feels genuinely unique. There is no like absolute predetermined sort of combo path or character path or anything within Guilty Gear, right? And that's actually one of the things that makes Guilty Gear relatively difficult and inaccessible, is that all of their characters play so different from each other that they all kind of play their own game, and the other characters play their own game as well. But when you get to most fighting games, almost every character can kind of do the same thing, but they have unique variations on top of those same things that they can do. Marvel 3, perfect example, is MMHS in the air. Almost everybody does this, but a lot of characters can heavily modify that, if not make it more interesting and better. Guilty Gear has been thoroughly a game ever since when I first started playing, which was Guilty Gear X, where every character is just like, holy shit, every character plays like they're in their own fighting game in many ways. And that doesn't seem like that's really changing with
attack,
Strive. It's
it
just that
returns-
I think the amount of stuff the characters have access to in comparison to previous games is genuinely different. Does it mean that the game is not going to be as interesting as previous games? I think there's no way for any of us to know that, but I definitely understand. I can see both sides of the road here. I'm excited for this game. I think it looks fun, but having some perspective of previous Guilty Gear games, especially when something like Guilty Gear Accent Core just came out again with good netcode, it's kind of hard to be like, I think the new one's going to be clearly better than the old ones, especially if you have a couple of games perspective that just came out, or a new game or game that just came out, where you can see how crazy as fuck these older games used to be. Clearly Strive is toning that down, but I don't think that means it's going to be a bad game by any means. I think it's really hard to tell. The nice thing is that Guilty Gear Strive clearly updated, implemented, and expanded upon the thing that is the most important with fighting games, and that's the way your characters look, and that's the way the game looks. That's what sells fighting games. It's important.
You can launch
Characters
a
and
highly
visuals will
adaptable
sell fighting
offense by
games.
coordinating
Gameplay keeps people playing them longer.
Zato's movements with
Gameplay and
Eddie.
online specifically.
Use Pierce as a poke against grounded opponents.
Actually,
and
I
Loop
guess
against
gameplay
aerial
will keep people
opponents.
playing it longer regardless.
Pose works well against opponents when they
Online
try to
will
attack
be
Eddie.
how happy you make those
When
people.
you can't summon
Right?
Eddie,
They're like very specific things where having characters and all that kind of stuff is great. But if people love the shit out of a game, they'll play it no matter, even if it looks like trash, they'll play the shit out of it. And having a good online system to complement that aspect will make players stick with it even more, and to make those existing players really happy.
use
Online
flight
keeps
or
the player
invite
base.
Hell
That's the
to
best way of
protect
saying it, yeah.
yourself.
Should you get it for PC or PS4? If you're new to Guilty Gear, my recommendation is you get it on PlayStation 4. It'll probably be better on PC, but there's a good reason you'd want to get it on PS4. Larger player base. The game is not cross-play currently with PC. The PS4 and PS5 player base will be playing with each other. I want to watch him in action again just to get some comparison. Tomo is the best Japanese Leo. Shit. Oh man, he was hella early in this. Look how rough this shit looks. Wow, he can throw out, what is that stance? Was that slash from back stance? He can throw that shit out real quick. I mean, the old fucking mix is still there. You know what? Does this game naturally benefit Leo and his mix-up game a little bit more now that throws have more recovery and you actually have to press buttons to do it? I think it does. I think just naturally his mix might be better because you don't just hold forward or back with heavy and you just get your 0 frame throw. Was it 1 frame in Xrd? Fuck. Well, I mean, that makes sense because you just grab people when they're close to you. What is it now? Like 2 or 3 frames? It's actually got startup now, you know? RC'd the throw because it causes a fucking ground bounce. RC'd the throw because it caused a fucking ground bounce. Holy shit.